All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah. My love, I need your touch. I need your love so very much. Since you went away, I cried for you each night and day. The day you went away, I said I didn't mind. Now I know that you have left a broken heart behind. Please come back to stay and promise me that you'll never stray. I promise that I'll be true. You know I'll never make you blue. 'Cause no one else can take your place. Your smile, your lips, your eyes, your face. Please, darling, oh please, come back to me to stay.
Bravo!
Well, it's been over a year since I have done an interview, and I apologise for that. Just unfortunately, that's what happened. But thankfully, I've got a brand new interview guest, and it's a pretty good one because he is the second ever person to enter the Eurovision Song Contest representing Ireland. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rowland Soper. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Jack. Thanks. I'm doing good.
Yes.
And it was great coming down to you and meeting your mum, who I admire as a vocalist. So it was nice seeing you again.
Yes, thankfully, thank you. Because the last time I'd seen you was at the Miami Showband gig.
That's
the 50th
right.
anniversary
Yeah,
of the
show
massacre.
band. Show band, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good night. Wasn't it?
Great night, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and thanks for asking me to come down and talk to you, because I'm 86 in April.
Yes.
So like time is going against me.
Well, you wouldn't think it, because I mean, like, he's saying all this like downhill stuff, but like he came here to the studio on his own with his own car, his own brand new car, may I add, and he's like, oh yeah, it's all down here from here.
No, I'm pretty good, Jack. I feel okay. Like your granddad, who I know well.
Yeah.
We're lucky guys that we can still carry on our own.
Exactly.
I go down to my daughter in Spain, and it's fabulous. You know, I can still do that. And like I was blessed with when 20 years ago I had a quadruple bypass.
Okay.
And then after that I had two prostate operations, being the age for those sorts of ailments. And I'm still here now, and I'm blessed with good health. Now you could say, well, how have you good health if you've had a quadruple bypass? You've had two prostate operations. But I feel great.
Well, listen,
I feel great.
My granddad has had all the operations in the world, and he's perfectly
And he's
fine.
great.
So.
And I enjoyed chatting to him a while ago. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. But I suppose we should actually start getting on to the interview right now. And I'll start with the first question I have for you today. And it's not actually how did you get into music, which is usually what would be the first question. But the first question is, how did you end up becoming a panel beater?
My father got married to someone else in England. I'm from an era in the 40s.
Yeah.
When guys couldn't get work in Ireland, so they had to go away and work. And I was lucky. I had a lot of uncles and a fantastic grandmother who I adored, you know, and they reared me. My mum worked. I like everybody, like you, which you love your mum, you know, but she worked, and my grandmother looked after me, and for some reason or other, I was able to sing. No, people, my uncles thought I was a great singer when I was only a kid. And I started that way. I joined, my uncle loved music and he used to go to concerts. In my day, they had concerts on in Marymount Hall, St. Francis Xavier Hall, Bagot Street Hall, the Hall in Rathmines.
Yeah.
I did
all the halls.
All the halls, yeah. And there was concerts on with a piano player and a compere and whatever. But my uncle was going to them and he was in this place in Bagot Street and he spoke to them to somebody in charge and said, my nephew is a great singer and blah, blah, blah. And they said, bring him down and let's hear him. So he brought me down to Bagot Street and I met May Phelan, who was pretty well known as a stage school entertainer, tap dancing, everything, you know. And I joined her stage school.
Okay.
And from then on, I started doing concerts and this, that, the other. My first band was a band called the Bob Ormsby All Stars.
Okay.
And how I got that job, how I got that job was the guy, Bob Ormsby, worked on furniture, recovering suites of furniture. And he knew me and he knew the people walking up the lane where I lived in a place called Bonnie's Lane or St. Kevin's Avenue. Mm. And he said to me, I have a band. Would you like to sing with it? I said, yeah. And when I joined that band, there was Sean Fagan, who had a couple of #1 hit records.
Yeah, I recognise the name.
Jimmy Dumbledon, great guitar player. Fabulous. And Ian McGarry from RTÉ, the producer. Okay. He was my drummer back then. And I was years with him. Mm-hmm. And then it just went from there. I got known as a singer and I sang with Leo Singleton, Tommy O'Brien, Richie Kavanagh Band.
Oh yeah, Richie, yeah.
I was resident singer in the Crystal Ballroom when I was only 20, you know.
Young enough.
Yeah, I was resident singer. And then, like your mum that entertains, then I was lucky enough to sing with an 8 or a 10-piece band. Yeah. Not like nowadays it's only a 3-piece because of financial restraints. Mm-hmm. But Tommy O'Brien, they were cutting back in the Crystal Ballroom and dropping members, and he didn't agree with it because he still wanted to band lead the big band, and he left anyway to Crystal, and then he got the job in Cleary's Ballroom, and in those days the main entertainment then was for guys like you and going with a girlfriend, a husband and wife. They went to dress dances, that's what they were called, because we got dressed up in their monkey suits and the lovely. So it was good. I remember when I sang with Bob Ormsby or with Tommy O'Brien, and when he left the Crystal Ballroom, I went back to Variety. Okay. And I didn't need the Musicians Union anymore. So, you know, the Variety artists. Yeah. But I'd left the Musicians Union. And when I had to get back into the Musicians Union to work with the band again, there was, you know, we had to be part of a union. And when I went into Dorset Street, the Musicians Union, I went down and there was a guy there, I'm not going to say his name, but he was secretary, he wasn't a nice guy. And I made a mistake of saying I'd been offered a job in Cleary's Ballroom as the vocalist, and What can you do about it? Yeah, that's the way he took. I didn't mean it that way. I meant getting a union card. Yeah. And he said, we had a bit of an argument now. He said he was starting in the Cleary's ballroom, and what could I do about it? I got the wording. I meant to say, look, can you get me back into the union? Give me a union card so I'll be official. But he said, you know, anyway.
Stuff that.
No, we had a lot of good singers then.
Yeah.
That were on the books. Pat Montana. He was a great singer. He died in the Bremer rooms. At the moment I can't, but I should have did some research like you did. But there were great singers around then, and they were on the books. And the idea of being in a union, they're not going to take you in a non-union member if you have singers on the books.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got my union card and I got back in, and I eventually got my own back on him, because a while later I fluked a Eurovision song. Fluke. I'm not a songwriter.
Okay, so now that you're getting into the Eurovision stuff, and you mentioned that you're not into a songwriter.
No.
How did you end up writing that song then?
Okay.
Because, like, I was listening to it over the last few days, Come Back to Stay, all right? And it's stuck in my brain, the melody.
Yes.
So I don't know how how you're saying that you are not a songwriter, yet you wrote such an earworm like that.
Yeah, well, it was good. I got a gig with all the Apollo cinemas in Dundrum with Chris Casey, Sundrive Road with Cecil Sheridan,
Okay.
and Walkinstown with Hal Roach.
Okay.
And they had sort of a cine variety, which they showed a movie and a bit of a variety show on first. Mm-hmm. And I worked in those three cinemas with those three well-known comedians, artists. And Dundrum, I was there every Saturday night.
Okay.
And the thing I gave you where I was inducted into the Crumlin Walkinstown History Group, I look at myself in the mirror now and I can't believe young ones used to scream for me. But in Dundrum, it was a full house of screaming teenagers, and I was the main attraction.
Yeah, as a singer?
As a singer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was always being a... Kids then were 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
And I was always being invited to parties.
Okay.
You know, the singer out of the Apollo is coming to my party, or whatever, you know. And I used to go to singing parties. And then my wife is dead 10 years now, 11 this year. And she was my girlfriend. So I loved her dearly and married her. Mm-hmm. So we had no communications then.
Oh yeah, because the phones weren't as good, yeah.
I walk up to... She lived in Cork Street, I lived in Black Pits.
Okay, yeah.
And though it wasn't far to walk, like we're all spoiled nowadays with communications, you know.
I know.
It's great.
Like I can talk to someone from Ohio or Idaho right now if I want to.
Yeah, and you can talk to somebody, a friend of yours. Like, when people mention a friend's name to me who I know, who is in my phone book, I will ring them. Yeah. Because they would be around my age and making sure they're still alive.
Yeah, exactly,
hey, how's it going? You know, so communications is beautiful. Yeah. So I was to see Phyllis on a Saturday night, and I didn't see her. I went to this party. And I don't know why I didn't tell her this and the other. She knew. She used to come with me with two great friends of mine. One was our bridesmaid and the other was our best man. Okay. Philip McNamara and Rita McNamara. Okay. So I went to a party. Felt lonely then, felt guilty. Okay. And through pigeons and whatever way you get messages to your girlfriend, I arranged to meet her, you know, Monday or Tuesday the next week or Wednesday. Yeah, yeah. And I went up to meet her and her mother said to me, "Oh, Phyllis knows you're coming up." I had to tell somebody I was coming up because I couldn't communicate.
Yeah.
And when I went up, she said, "Go inside, she's getting ready." And they had a piano in Maryland in the front room.
Yeah.
And prior to that, on my working with the variety shows, I worked with a fella called Paddy Tyrrell, great comedian. I worked with his wife was a pianist. She used to play with me, Eileen Clifford. So Eileen had a daughter, and she taught me 4 chords on the piano.
Okay.
And that's C, A, F, and G. So I went in, sitting at the piano, and I was singing "Walk Away, Please Go, Before You Throw Your Life Away." Yeah, so I don't think I could do it. So
Yeah.
I learned this piano notes, C, A, F, and G.
Yeah.
And I was singing thing, and then I'm worrying, she's taking a long time to put her makeup on and wash her hair. So I'm saying to myself, geez, what am I going to tell her about being, not meeting her and letting her down and this, that and the other. So she, it came to me then. I wrote that song. I didn't write it. I sang it in virtual minutes. And I think it should have been, the words are, "My love, I need your touch. I need your love so very much."
Yeah.
And I was still playing the C.A. "Since you went away, I cried for you each night." But she was only gone 4 days, you know.
Yeah.
But I suppose poetry, you know. And the day you went away, I said I didn't mind. She didn't go away, you know. I went to a party instead of being out with her. And now I know that you have left a broken heart behind. Because I loved her and I missed her. Please come back to stay and promise me you'll never stray. You know, we all say that to our girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I promise I'll be true, which you hadn't been, and that I'll never make you blue. And they came to me in minutes. And
So this was all like a gut instinct, just on the piano.
Yeah, on the piano.
And this whole song, you've never written... Did you ever write a song before this?
No.
What?
Never, Jack, no.
Really?
Truly. But you see...
Bro, you can write!
Yeah, but yeah, I like you, I did an interview with Father Michael Cleary.
Okay,
a radio show. And he was saying, I knew he was a singer and this and the other. He said, but I didn't know you're a songwriter. He said, what else did you write? I said, well, I'm not a songwriter, I only wrote 2. And he said, what's the other one called? And I said, Since You Walked Out on Me.
Okay.
And he said, I know your wife well, she's a lovely lady. Why did you think Come Back to Stay and Since You Walked Out on Me? Where did you get them titles? You know, and that's true. He said that on radio. I have that recording somewhere, you know. But,
you have to send that to me if you find it.
Yeah.
And we'll play it in the highlights and we have it.
And it's and that one was, darling, since you walked out on me, my life is filled with misery.
And how long did it take you to write that one?
Well, what happened then, when I entered Come Back to Stay, it won the National Song Contest.
Yeah. Can we actually go into that and then we'll speak about your other music?
Go on.
Because, like, I want to know, like, you wrote that song, right? Like, in only a couple of minutes, which I can't believe.
Yeah.
But that being said, you ended up entering it into the National Song Contest. How did that sort of come about? Because you were saying kind of earlier they kind of fluked the whole thing.
Well, it is a fluke. My family used to laugh. And if I was my aunt had a piano in a tenement. Yeah. And if I was playing it, they'd say, oh, he's not playing that again, you know. And I was singing, and then, please come back to there. And they all laughed at it. And I have a great friend, Philip McNamara. Yeah. And he's still a pal of mine. He was great with a pen. I wasn't, you know. Okay. You know, I was a panel beater. So he entered the song. Okay. He entered the song for me. and you have to put a non de plume name in and all this and that. He did all the communications with RTÉ.
Yeah, all the paperwork and that
yeah.
sort of thing.
So he did all that, and it won. And when it won, it wasn't. I feel proud because it wasn't really a competition. I think I had 35 votes or whatever.
Yeah.
And the nearest to me would have been 15 or 16. You know, so it was a one-horse race, you know.
Yeah.
But it was great.
But it was mad though, because I was looking into like the details regarding the National Song Contest that year in 1966. And one thing I noticed in it was that Dickie Rock, who ended up singing your song in the end, I'd love to know how that came about. But what I noticed is that he had 3 songs in the National Song Contest.
Yeah.
How did that happen, and were you asked to write any more for the National Song Contest?
I'll come to that now.
Yeah, because that'd be interesting.
Dickie had 3 songs. Sonny Knowles was in it.
Yeah, he had 2.
Yeah, they were all in it. Okay. Now, lucky enough, Dickie, like any guy, like your mum learning a song and this and that, I recorded a song on a reel-to-reel tape recorder for Dickie. Okay? And I sang the song at the piano with the 4 C, A, F and G.
Yeah.
And I recorded a song for Dickie and sang it on the tape recorder and gave him that recording.
Okay.
Dickie learned a song from me. You know, he didn't have to go in and learn it. He knew the song well.
Yeah.
Which was a big advantage. And he knew it inside out. And then when Dickie was in the RTÉ studio in O'Connell Street, he asked me to go in with him. And the thing about Dickie was such a fabulous professional. He would go wrong at the end of the song.
Okay.
No one else can take your place. He'd sing the wrong words.
Oh, no.
And he'd have to do it again. And I said, are you not embarrassed, Richard? Richard, I call him.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you not embarrassed? I said, in front of the orchestra, being an idiot, you know. You can't use bad language. But he said, no. He said, the more they play that song, they won't even have to read it. They'll know it off by heart.
Inside out, yeah, yeah.
You know, that was his philosophy, you know.
So was he trying to sort of, I don't know, get the best out of the orchestra to sort of like, so that when they would actually go out
do
live.
it again, do it again, do it again.
So
what? Yeah.
Dickie, I know you're gone, but you clever little.
He was, yeah. And something. I think I said it before, but when I wrote that song, my wife Phyllis had lovely hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Curly hair.
Okay.
So not as good a curly hair as my daughter, but she's curly hair too.
Okay.
But anyway, Phyllis had curly hair, and my words were, for no one else can take your place, your smile, your lips, your hair, your face. Okay?
Yeah.
Hair is not a good word to sing.
Yeah, it's especially in that sort of...
And Judy, who we became great friends for years, Dickie and Judy. Judy had beautiful eyes. Mm-hmm. And Dickie was singing this song, and Dickie, like a lot of us guys, we try and maybe use an American accent or an American
twang.
Pronunciation.
Yeah.
Pronunciation, yeah. So Dickie was singing, for no one else can take your place. Now, in his beautiful voice, he did great. For no one else can take your place. Your smile, your lips, your hair. That's wrong. That's not American. Your hair. Your hair, your face. And Dickie said to me then, would you mind if I changed the words?
Okay.
I said, yeah, it sounds awful, I said, Richard. Your hair. Can you not say hair? It's anyway. Okay. He changed the Y's, and eyes is a lovely word to sing.
Yeah.
Your eyes are the eyes of a woman in love.
Yeah,
eyes, yeah. Your hair is it just comes out wrong in music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dickie changed the words. It was never changed on the manuscript on the sheet music.
Yeah, yeah.
But my writing went in to the people who produced the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happened. And
And when it came to the orchestra, because that was all, because you played it on piano, just like that was it for you.
No,
When it came to the orchestra,
no,
how did that get arranged?
okay, in that write-up that I sent you, the induction into the Walkinstown Cronin Hall.
Yeah.
I went to a great musician, a trombone player. A guy I worked with bands all the time, and Debs in different nights, and I got to know a lot of musicians. And Jack Bale was a great musician, and I can't write music.
Okay.
But like, neither could Irving Berlin, and he wrote White Christmas, you know. But anyway, I can't write. So I brought my recording down to Jack Bale.
Yeah.
And I said, Jack, I'm entering this for the Eurovision, and they wanted in music form.
Yeah.
You had to enter in sheet music.
Because a big orchestra back then as well.
Yeah.
You needed it.
Well, he didn't do it. He had to write music notes that an arranger then would do all that.
Yeah.
But I played it for him. I said, what do you think, Jack? And he said it then in that write-up. He said, oh, the shite, it'll probably win it. You know, because, no, he was a trained musician, a qualified musician. I had the pleasure of working with lots of them. And I did win it.
You know, I did win the National Song Contest with that song. And just, when it won, you looked so delighted of yourself, like so ecstatic that song had won out of all of them. Like, what was your feeling when you got the win?
Funny, that night, and that was 66, that's 60 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was invited to lots of parties.
Okay.
When it was over, people were celebrating and this and that. I didn't get many phone calls because there was no phones out then. But I got telegrams.
Yeah.
Dozens of telegrams. I must root to. I'd love my grandchildren to see them, you know.
Absolutely.
But all the congratulations on telegrams, and it was just incredible, you know. And I loved coming home from work as a panel beater.
Yeah.
And seeing my picture on the front page of the evening papers. You know, it was a great thing. And after being known locally as a singer on concerts and bands, and you know, there was no media out then, you know.
Other than the newspaper and RTÉ.
Yeah. And I was on front pages, and like Gay Byrne, it's something I must get it. I can vaguely remember. He wrote, I did the Late Late Show, and he wrote that I was a great singer, and I was this, and he worked with me. Gay used to compare in the concerts that I sang on.
Yeah.
Archbishop Bourne Hall. Gay used to do that because he lived down the road on the Circular Road. And Gay used to compare there, and he said, and he's a great singer, you come on and do 10 songs and 2 songs. And you know, he knew I was sort of in the business, and I was dependable.
Yeah.
And I got great write-ups through the years from prominent people that I enjoyed, Jack, you know.
And you definitely did after, because not only are you becoming nationally known for winning the National Song Contest, but then soon after that, right over to Luxembourg, to the Eurovision, an international audience with Dickie Rock singing your song with the big orchestra behind him. What was the emotion that was going through you? That millions of people now are going to be watching this and having a look at this and listening to it.
It was beautiful. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Jack, I had a great time. I suppose we all have regrets. I've had a few. One of the regrets I had that I wasn't in reeling in the years, but I think I am somewhere because the writers, weren't put down with plebs like you know. They thought we were special, so I was in a VIP viewing room.
Yeah,
we weren't in the stalls.
Yeah.
So like,
he wrote the song, yeah.
Yeah, and all the songwriters were together, you know, in the room. I think they've changed it lately because the few times I watched, I don't like it anymore. But the few times
It's a completely different contest to what you entered. I mean, you had big band, big orchestra, big live singer. Now it's backing track and big light show.
Yeah,
it's a complete different show
here,
now.
when we did it, Jack, I on Saturday they had a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
For the judges. And they listened to the song on a radio.
Nothing else.
No,
just the radio.
Just quality of the song.
Yeah.
And it was in all the different languages and all. I had some come back to stay in different languages and all. And, it was lovely. And they nowadays, Jack. If you take it nowadays, the guy in my year, I got fourth. He didn't. He was way down the list. But you should do it for me. Look it up. But I'd like to know. He wrote a song called Volare o cantare. Now the guy who wrote that had a great idea. To him.
Yeah.
He wanted to bring on backing singers. He wanted to bring on someone on stage with him. And he was told in no uncertain terms, it's a song contest.
Yes.
A song contest, which you could judge it on a radio. You could judge it in a room up there. If you have a headphone, you can judge it.
Exactly, yes.
Now, that's what won it in those days. They were great songs.
Yeah.
Ireland had great songs. Now, he wasn't allowed bring people on with him.
Yeah.
Now, nowadays, you have 20 on a stage. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I watched the last two with one of my friends came, all right? We just thought we'd just throw it on, all right? And I remember when I was watching, it was very different to what you entered, because I mean it was a song contest. Whereas the best entries that were in the last two, the best ones that won, in my opinion, were the ones that had a very good song that was very experimental, but had great staging. That's the problem, is now with the new contestants who want to enter the Eurovision, they can't just think about the song now. You have to think about the bloody staging.
What you're wearing,
You have to think, well, what you're wearing, what dance you're going to do, what sort of thing you're gonna put on and all that. Whereas if you listen to the songs on their own, which sometimes I do, you get completely different.
Oh yeah.
They
present the songs. You know? Yeah.
Because I remember I listened to the 24 Eurovision. I had listened to all the songs in it, and I remember listening to Finland's entry, Windows 95 Man. It was a real dance tune, and it was really good, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really good. And then when he went out on stage to do it, it was him, butt naked, running around with his pants flying in the air.
Well, what's that got to do with the song?
Exactly. And so like you have to do the two.
Yeah.
You have to do the two. Where I mean, if you do Come Back to Stay Now, I don't know what you'd have to do, some sort of light show or something. But it's a totally different show.
There was no lighting, and he was told. There was an orchestra, a singer, and that was it.
Live orchestra, may I add.
Live orchestra.
They haven't done that since the 90s, haven't they?
Yeah, and like we had a fabulous time there. I remember being there with Noel Keelan.
Oh, Noel, yes.
Yeah, Brendan O'Reilly, Tom McGrath, who produced all the Eurovision songs.
Yeah.
And Richard.
Yeah.
Dickie. And we went, like, I've no illusion. I was born in a tenement in Blackpits, and normal guy, tenement, a ghetto, call it what you like, but I loved it. It was beautiful. People there were lovely. It was a lovely life I had. I'm very blessed. Now that I'm coming to my 86th year, I've had a fantastic life. People I love and this and that. But when we were off. We were there for a week. And RTÉ did all the trouble with them. I was given money on the plane. They flew me over, gave me spending money. Even then they were abusing the taxpayers' money. But they gave me spending money.
Yeah.
And I think we all got the same.
Was it in a brown envelope?
No. No.
I'm going there.
I forget what way it was. But we got, because we were in a foreign country.
Yeah.
And our punts weren't going to
Oh,
work.
yeah, it would have meant nothing. Yeah.
So I was given money, and the thrill, I love cowboy westerns. I used to go to a cinema in Francis Street called the Tivoli.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great cinema. And loads of kids there screaming and shooting, you know. And it was just fantastic being over there and seeing the movie stars talking in a foreign language. That was all new then.
Yeah.
You know, see Roy Rogers and all talking in a language I didn't know, you know. and it was sort of that was, I think I was 25 then. And to see Roy Rogers talking French or whatever they speak over there.
Yeah.
Luxembourg, Spanish, is it not what?
I'm not good at.
But anyway, the cowboys were talking their language that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. And then I went to a lot of parties over there.
Yeah.
The songwriters and this, and we had a fantastic time.
Absolutely. And as well as that, he got the 4th place in the end, tied 4th with Belgium, I believe. How did it feel to finish the Eurovision? At that time, it was the best we'd ever finished, in 4th, and then to come home to all the praise.
Well, that was fantastic, Jack, because they, in that write-up I got, you know, thousands came out to see the unsung heroes, you know.
Yeah.
But I came back, and naturally they wanted Dickie Rock. He was the front man.
Yeah. That's what Shay told me when he was alive. I remember he told me that, like, he thought because he wrote the song that people want to hear all about how he wrote the song.
No.
But they all just wanted to see Johnny Logan. He was like, no, pick me. They're like,
yeah. We were, well, you know, how many people, Sinatra's songs, great songs.
Yeah.
But the songwriters were fantastic too.
Yeah.
They didn't get the credit that they should have got.
Exactly.
But I had a beautiful mohair suit. Coming home, my mum was out there, some of my family, and the airport was undergoing construction then.
Okay, yeah, would have been early.
Well, 1966, yeah. So,
who's ringing?
sorry about that, folks. Anybody listening? Listen, Jack. So it was just
anyway.
Back to life. Now, what was the question?
What? I was asking about what it was like when you finally landed down.
Oh, no,
and you're at the airport and all that. And it was under construction.
Yeah. Now, and I had a lovely mohair suit. I think I have Louis Copeland.
Yeah.
Lovely mohair suit. I was delighted. And they couldn't get Dickie.
Okay.
You know, there was thousands out there.
Yeah, too many, yeah.
And people, you know, well, there's your man who wrote the song. We get an autograph of him.
Yeah.
So some of the security people had to get me out of wherever I was, whatever lounge I was in, up a ladder.
Okay.
No, it was dangerous, you know.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
There was thousands out there. And they got me, and I tore my mohair suit getting off the ladder.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, and then they've got me to my mother, and she said, "What's wrong with your suit?" I didn't even see it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. It was great. And as I say, look, I'm a normal guy. That it was a thrill for me, Jack, because I was known in the area as a singer. and to get like songwriter. It was just a fluke, you know, but a great one.
A great one.
Yeah, a great one. Yeah.
How many royalties did you get off it?
Well, funny enough, Michael Cleary, Father Michael Cleary, was the same. He smoked.
Okay.
And he asked me the same question.
Okay.
But back then, it was great. I think I'd got £100. And he said, "Jesus, I'd buy you cigarettes for a week." You know, I remember him saying something like that. I must listen to that record. And then about 2 years ago, I got £500. 60 years later.
£500?
No,
Holy...
€500.
€500 still?
Yeah, still.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Considering, I mean, the song is, what's it now? I mean, it's 60 years old now, the song, and
Yeah.
and it's got like a couple of 100,000 views on Spotify and all that. That's good going.
Yeah, great. Yeah. And actually, I must ring my publisher. She's a nice girl. And ring her. I'm probably due royalties now.
Oh yeah, because it'll be year end, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I still get money from the song.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Yeah.
Get a free holiday.
And all the concerts I sang on and the dance bands I sang with, they don't send me money. It was a live performance. Yeah. Look, Jack, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
I like it for my grandchildren. And
Yeah.
I look, I'm only normal if my daughter sent me a thing last week. She's a place in Spain, and she was in Mulligan's in La Cala, and there's a great guy plays there. He's a songwriter, and he's fantastic. Sean Murray, great player, and he saw my daughter on Patrick's Night, and my daughter sent me him singing.
Yeah.
Lost my heart to a Galway girl. And yeah. So he's a fantastic musician.
Yeah.
But he saw my daughter, and we go down and see him when I'm there.
Yeah.
And he said, "I want to dedicate this song to a great pal of mine." He used a lovely word, prolific songwriter. 2 songs. A prolific
That was going to be my next question. You only done 2 songs?
Yeah.
So did no one call you to write a song after Come Back to Say? No.
A few people sort of say, but why I wrote the second song was that was just that was a love song I wrote for my wife, girlfriend.
Yeah.
But the second song I wrote,
Yeah.
RTÉ commissioned me
Okay.
to write another song.
Okay, and what was this for, like National Song Contest or something
Yeah,
else?
the next year's contest.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Now they had a 4-place Eurovision songwriter. So would you write a song for us? You know.
Yeah.
So then I had to write a song, and that's when I wrote, "Darling, since you walked out on me, my life is filled with misery." The words are lovely in that too.
Yeah. And
you
the
know,
melodies are strong.
It didn't enter.
They didn't put it in.
No.
So they commissioned you to
Commissioned me.
write the song, and then they didn't enter
Yeah,
it
but I
in.
had to enter the contest.
So they commissioned you to write a song for the National Song Contest, and then it had to be applied like everyone else's, and then it didn't get in.
Yeah, well yeah, I suppose. But they couldn't really chosen me to write every song. Like Shay Healy, who you interviewed.
I never interviewed him. He was a friend of mine for years.
Okay, well Shay was a great pal of mine.
Yeah.
And he was a prolific songwriter.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yeah, I wrote 2 songs, and I'm sure I could write a song if I sat at a piano again. But for what? You know, like when I wrote that song, I got letters from all over the world. And I remember getting letters from soldiers in Cyprus congratulating me and this, that, and the other.
That's
Whatever.
mad.
No, this is true.
Yeah.
And they were congratulating me and saying it was a great song and this, that. And people writing to me who had 250 songs in a drawer in the house. No, serious.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Asking me how they go about this and that and the other. And I'm an idiot, you know. but Jack, I got all these letters. I should have kept it. They make lovely reading now for people who like Eurovision. But they said they'd loads of songs and congratulate me. And I wrote the one song that won it. And then I was paid to write another one.
And that was it?
And that was it. They didn't pay me again because I flopped.
So, and you've never written since? No, like...
No.
And there's no desire to?
No.
How come?
Because, I, you know, when you get to the top, the only way is down. I know. I mean, fair enough, I'll take that. Yeah, but look, I was a lucky guy the way I got into doing shows and a dance class studio. I was lucky, and you can't keep going to the well, it'll run dry.
So,
look, now I have the title as a Eurovision songwriter.
yes.
Now, why reject that? And if I start writing a load of SHIT, they say, and that guy, Jesus, you ever hear that bad? And he won a Eurovision.
he got fourth in the Eurovision, won national song contest on a boat.
Yeah, on his first song. He's really going downhill. So quit when you're ahead. I still sing and I enjoy that, yeah.
Well, you certainly did still sing, because I know at around that time you were doing a lot of appearances on UTV.
Yeah.
I know you got the kind of nickname Ireland's Nat King Cole. So how did that sort of come about, both the nickname and the UTV stuff?
Well, my voice sounds that, you know,
Yeah.
when I fall in love, it will be... It sounds a bit like Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
And not that quality, but I've that sort of a sound off my voice that people think. A lot of people thought I was a good singer. I had a nice voice. You know, I've heard that loads of times. And that's why. And then I loved good music, and I used to sing Nat King Cole songs. My wife bought me the record. When I fall in love, it will be... And one of my great thrills... I've had a lot of great thrills, Jack. Great thrills. But I remember doing a Christmas special with Brendan Grace.
Oh, yeah, Brendan, yeah.
With the, I don't know, 28-piece orchestra.
Gee.
And your mum would love it, you know. I was in the middle of the orchestra singing When I Fall in Love. You know, what a thrill, you know, and the arranger then, I forget who arranged that one, I'd sing it, when I fall in love, and the violins would answer me, da da dee dee da da, and I'd go, or I'll never fall in love, and it's a great television spectacle, spectacular.
It's all live as well.
Oh, live, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was great. I remember when I finished for compares or whatever, I compared a million things. But Marty Whelan was interviewing Brendan then. And I still have it. You know, he doesn't write to me or anything, but he said, beautiful voice. and Brendan said, yeah. He said, I would call him a song stylist. He takes a song and he makes a song, you know.
Okay.
And I still have that live, and it's a nice thrill.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're a singer or a songwriter, that to get a compliment.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Even the guy sweeping the streets, if a guy says, "You did a great job on that," it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to get a compliment.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But when it came to like the TV appearances, like all the other ones at the time, because I know on UTV, were you like a regular on that?
No, UTV had a great show called Tea Time with Tommy.
Okay.
I'll give you a good story about that. I suppose I was probably a little bit vain. I a guy got me an audition with UTV.
Okay.
And I went up, like coming down to you today.
Yeah, yeah.
In the beautiful countryside, I'm getting lost. But I drove up to UTV and I was late.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the audition.
Yeah.
And I went in, and after driving all the way up, back then, you know, I had a Ford Anglia, and I went all the way up, blah, blah, blah. And I was arguing with, not arguing, I just said, you won't get me up here again. It's, you know, expletives and all, coming up here to audition, this, that, the other. And Mike Kent was the producer then.
Okay.
And he heard the argument with me, with somebody, you know, somebody that said, no, you're not auditioning, you're late. You know?
Okay.
And they wheeled, they pushed the piano from wherever it was, which was the studio that they were going to use for something, and they pushed the piano through the centre, UTV centre, and got me into a little room, some sort of a room.
Yeah.
I said, no, go on, audition. You know, so
Okay.
Tommy James came out, played for me. And then I got a telegram the very next morning that my audition was successful.
Very good.
And would I be able to do whenever. You know, and that show, the principle of that show was all the people in Northern Ireland wrote in songs they wanted to hear.
Okay.
Like a request show. And sometimes singers. Because, so I would get a list of UTV. They had Ronnie Carroll was a big fan. I was a big fan of his. And then Millicent Martin. There was a lot of great people on that show. They weren't just bums like me, you know.
Okay.
And I used to do every 4 or 5 or 6 weeks. They'd have a crew of singers on the books.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'd send me a list of songs that would suit my voice or suit the principle of the show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'd learn these songs. From a Jack to a King, from Loneliness, all them songs I used to sing then.
Yeah.
And I had a great time with UTV. And I got on well with UTV. Every summer, UTV did a big sponsorship in Bangor, and it was called Picky Pool, and it was sponsored by UTV, and they used to bring me up to appear on Picky Pool.
Yeah.
And I'd go up and sing there live, and it was great. And I was known locally as a singer, but when I was on UTV, when I'd go up recording in Belfast, I used to go up to Ormo Road to record my shows.
Yeah, yeah.
With the musicians. And I would record it and play back live. And when I went down, you'd have a mid-break, an hour off from recording, like a dinner hour break. When I go into the shows, the shops, I used to get requests for autographs.
Okay.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
And Philip and Rady used to be with me, and I'd be signing autographs and all. And I come down here and nobody even knew me. and I didn't have UTV. I was a panel beater then, and my brother married a girl from the flats in Dunor Avenue, and the flats in Rialto. And her mum was a lovely lady, and I used to get home from work early in Blackrock Engineering. I'd come home, try and make myself a bit respectable looking, and go up and watch myself on UTV. It was on at 5:30.
Yeah.
And then I suppose the vanity again and the arrogance. I'd be in there, and our neighbours would be in.
Okay.
And I'd be dying to hear myself singing, to see if I was out of tune, to see if I looked all right.
Yeah, yeah.
not being 6'5" and Tony Curtis, and I'd be trying to listen to myself, and some of the ladies are neighbours. Oh, that's very good. And I'd be saying to myself, geez, I wish I was on my own to wind it back and record it and say, well, you sang that flat. Don't be proud of that, you know. But no, I had great innings, Jack.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a great life, you know.
And then right after that, like after the Eurovision, after the UTV and all that, what ended up happening then? Did you do any other sort of music or singing?
No, I sang in America.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. I was a month in America singing in, I think it's where Fitzpatrick is now, Fitzpatrick's Hotel.
Okay.
And a fella called Bill Fuller, who owned the Crystal Ballroom, he brought me over with the Richie Kavanagh band.
Oh yeah, Richie, yeah.
And you know, on the posters on Lexington Avenue, the guy who gave Dickie Rock his biggest hit and all, you know, and it was, and funny thing, Jack, Tom Jones wasn't there then.
Okay.
Okay. And when I'd be singing, I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window.
Delilah, yeah.
Because his records were there, but he hadn't been appearing there.
Yeah.
And guys dancing would come over to me and say, I heard you on the radio today. They didn't know. They might have thought it was because I'd be trying to copy him, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my piano player, he died last year. He was over 90. Pat Caffrey, great organ player. Me and him used to go out, or him and I, used to go out around pubs in different zones and sing. And I remember singing in one club, and there was a senator there. And when you're Irish, you get away. Maybe someday I'll go back to Ireland, and I sing great American song. An American landed on Ireland's green isle. He gazed at Killarney with rapturous smile. How can you buy it? He said to his guide. Sure, I'll tell you how. Now I was singing all those songs, and they put money in a pint glass for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Great, you know, so it was great. And the senator said to me, you know, you're a great singer, and this, you know, I've heard that. It didn't do me any good, but I've heard that a million times. So he said, would you sing for President Johnson?
Okay.
Yeah. I said, yeah. We'll send Air Force 2 to New York for you and fly you down to the White House and I went. It's funny, show business it's not the great thing you think it is, you know.
Yeah, it's
a lot of them have knives in
mad
a lot of them have knives in your back. And my band leader went to Bill Fuller.
Okay.
And said, Rowland wants to sing for President Johnson. He's been asked to sing, and Bill Fuller wouldn't allow it. He said, no, he's working next Wednesday, which I wasn't.
Oh,
now,
that's sucky.
Had he arranged it, it would have been great.
Yeah.
But he didn't, you know. And I think I phoned your man and said, I can't do it, I'm on or something. But it was great. Then I did an audition for the Merv Griffin show. That was big time, like Gay Byrne on the Late Late Show or whatever. And I sang backing track with the Jordanaires. And I remember the song I sang, make the world go away and get it off my shoulder, with the Jordanaires backing me.
Okay.
And it was great. And I got through to work on the Merv Griffin show.
Very nice.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it was. But during the week, Robert Kennedy was shot.
Oh, yeah.
68.
Yeah, yeah.
I was working for a month in the city centre, and Robert Kennedy was shot, and New York, well, America, but New York closed down.
Standstill, yeah.
Standstill, no shows or anything. And my band leader was in touch, and he said, well look at the show is postponed and this and that and the other, but you know, we let him do it then.
Yeah.
But I was married then. I had one little girl, my eldest daughter, and I went where I lived to a garage, and I was a panel beater, and there was I was bullshitting to the guys there, and I said, yeah, I'm a panel beater in Ireland. So he said to me, could you repair that? But you in Ireland, do you repair? I said, yeah, we put a dolly behind that, and so I repaired a wing, and they were thrilled.
Very good.
Yeah, they were. I said, geez, that's fantastic, you know. He said, do you want a job? I said, no, I'm only here. I'm singing in City Centre Ballroom. He said, well, you know, the land of opportunity, if you come back, there's a job here for you. Mm-hmm. So there was another club I sang in. Yeah. With Patsy Coffey in Hoboken, where Sinatra's from.
Oh, very nice.
And they said, look, you and your buddy come in here, you can work here, you can do the same trick with the tips or whatever. And so I had that. I had a panel beating job. My friend, the band leader's family we were staying with, worked in a cemetery. And they were getting me a job in the cemetery, driving a car. Cemeteries are 200 miles long in New York. So I had those jobs. I was doing all right here, but I was a panel beater. And I said to Phyllis, look, I've 3 jobs to go over there and maybe more. And it would be great. And Phyllis said, no, I'm not going. And so I had one little girl, and I had the offer to go back to America. I'd get the visas and all. Yeah. And it might have changed my life. I've no regrets.
No, you don't seem to.
No,
I mean, look, you wrote that one song and never again. That's a man with no regrets.
No, wait to tell you, Jack. I've no regret. I was a lucky guy. I worked everywhere, you know. I was a very lucky guy. And I've no regrets. And thank God I've 8 beautiful grandchildren, and you know Holly.
I want to get into that, yeah, because I know you're doing a couple of sing-songs with
with Holly. Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, our dad has a studio. Your mum was
John Graham, yes. I was in there interviewing him. My Crazy Compositions fans will know that I do the voice of Wilson in Crazy Compositions. The first episode of that, I recorded in John Graham's studio. Fun fact for you.
Go away.
Yeah. And he was like a perfectionist. Like it was just a voice line. It's like, no, gotta get the compression the right.
It's fantastic. Yeah. I recorded with him a few weeks ago. I didn't get them yet, but I sang Moon River Wide. I'm crossing you in style someday. Now, I recorded that with him, but he didn't send it to me yet. Yeah. So he said, oh, that'll be great. You know, John, that'll be great, you know. So, and I recorded a song with Holly, like strangers, that's what we are, you know. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. I'm a very lucky guy.
Absolutely.
And I have a fabulous family, 2 boys, 2 girls. You know, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Now, okay, I lost my wife. You know, she was only 75.
Yeah, young enough.
Yeah. But she got cancer, and you know, it gets a lot of people. Yeah. But that aside, I'm a lucky guy. I have a daughter who minds me now better than her mum ever did. You know. Yeah. And she brings me to Spain with her, and I'm blessed.
So as a sort of like a little final note thing, what do you want like people to remember you as, I suppose?
Well, I would like to be remembered for that song. Now, wait to tell you, Jack, this is going to sound bad, but I would have likened that song because it was just a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
But I think the lyrics are fabulous. You know, like you'd say to your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, my love, I need your touch. And the words are beautiful, you know. And when I sing songs like you'll never know just how much I love you, like songs, American songbook songs are beautiful. And I think my song, I'd like it to get into that category.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a great song. I do. Now I shouldn't be saying that, but
It's like the Obama awarding Obama meme.
yeah, no, but because it was a fluke for me, I can say it. And I think it's a great song.
Yes.
But now, having said that, back then, I had a great friend of mine, Vincent Nolan. Nolan's salmon. He sells in Dunn stores and all. Vincent, I could say he liked me singing, and he was a great piano player.
Yeah.
And I used to go down to his house in Mount Merion, down at beside RTÉ, and he lived out on the Holt Road. And I was in all his homes singing and playing and having sessions. And I remember being in with him. He had Shirley Bassey's piano player.
Oh, nice.
He was a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
He had all these people coming in. And it was great times. And Vincent, he was just one of these super nice people. And I remember singing with him in Oliver Barry's birthday in the golf club I was a member.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to meet all these great people. You know, and what would I like? Vincent, I sang that. We were both in the Frank Sinatra Society, Vincent and myself, and they would play all Frank Sinatra songs in one of the big hotels, and I'd be there once a month, and it was just fabulous, you know. And everybody was there, all singers and all, and I got to sing with the band. I think it was Jim Farley, and I was a guest artist singing with all these people who love Sinatra, and it was easy to sing because I sang Sinatra songs, you know. I'd be very, what would I like? I don't know. I'd like to be around for one of my grandchildren to get married.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And more so to have a great grandchild, you know.
Yeah.
But right now I feel I could, you know.
I mean, you're nearly 86, you're as sharp as hell. You came here on your own. You spent an hour nearly talking to me about your whole life. So much so, these notes, didn't even need them. So with that, Rowland, thank you so much for coming on.
Listen, my pleasure.
Is there any last things you'd like to say? Would you like to plug in the old socials?
Well, as I said, you know, you're great because you have the whole trick for doing a podcast. You let people ramble on.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're obviously good at it.
Yes.
But the thing is, Jack, I know you from a long time through your mum.
Yep.
But no, I look, I tell you what I'd like. I'll come back and do it again next year.
If you want.
I'd love that.
All right. Well, there you go. Rolling next year, lads.
Yeah. Should I be looking at it? Yeah. If you like this one, give Jack a ring and tell him to get me back sooner. Well, I prefer till I'm 87.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll put this out on your 86th birthday and then I'll have a 1 year on thing.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
You can follow me simply on my YouTube channel, Jack Lucas Caffrey. I'm also available on Instagram and Facebook, where I'll be posting highlights of all the interviews I do and my 2 new songs, Harmful Harmony and The Keys of Anonymity. And with that, Rowland, I think we'll end it there before the batteries on my stuff die.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you. I've enjoyed that. I didn't think I was talking that long, but I enjoyed it. You made it very easy.
Oh, don't worry. You made my life easy. I didn't need any notes.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did any research today.
Yeah, But all my friends tell me that when they phone me, Rowland, I've something to do. I talk too much. Yeah. Listen, great to be here.
Yeah,
John.
same. So thank you very much. You're not going anywhere. We'll spend the rest of the day together. But as for yous, I will see you hopefully in another interview soon. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.